You're listening to the Geriatric Mamas podcast with Jessica Raziri
and Sonia Tapley.
Yeah, but raindrops are soothing.
Yeah, they are.
You're literally about to take a sip of your ice cube drink.
We're going to start.
Like the second I hit record, you're like...
There's a hair in there. Bristol. She left a hair on the couch. So rude.
Sonia's hairy pussy left a hair in her Diet Coke.
Oh my God, what else is new? I find cat hair everywhere.
I love those memes where it's like, my favorite color is cat hair.
Yeah, clearly.
In my case, it's pug hair.
Yes. So your favorite color is cream white.
Yeah.
And a little bit of gray.
Yeah.
Black, which is really
That's
pretty.
why I have cream colored couches, because it's like a lot of people are like, don't those get dirty? Don't they show everything? And it's like, but if I had a dark color couch, all you would see is pug hair.
Right.
And so now it's
literally,
like,
you would have a white, flat couch.
Yeah, but it's also like, I feel bad for people who like go and sit down on my couch because it looks like unassuming. And you're like, oh, what a comfy, nice, clean white couch. And then you stand up and your entire back is like pug fur.
Yeah.
It's like,
No.
sorry.
I like it. That's why you keep like the really pretty fluffy blanket down, but I know you wash your couch like a lot.
So. Oh yeah, I'm obsessed. Yeah. That's why that was like one of the requirements. I'm like, I have to be able to take the cushions off. If I can't take the cushions off and clean it, then it's not a thing.
Right.
Like I absolutely need to be able to take the cushions off.
Right.
So yeah, I do it like once a month.
Yeah. And my couches are leather, so nothing really sticks to them. And I just like wipe them down and like if I have to do a deep clean, it's usually because Annabelle wrote on them with marker or something and I have to get it.
Have you ever we had these like red leather couches for the longest time, and I think it was like saddle polish cleaner. It's basically like a leather cleaner. Have you ever used that on them?
I have some upstairs.
It actually like makes a big difference.
I should use it then.
It revives them.
Okay.
We're constantly. It's funny because it kind of makes it a little slippery. So it's funny because at the time, obviously we had pugs, and so we would like clean all the couches before company would come because it would make everything like nice and like shiny.
Yeah.
But then the pugs would go to jump on the couch and they would like slide right off, and you're like, oh, sorry.
Oh, poor things. I always put a blanket down for Cheech, but we have to be careful with his nails.
Oh, Cheech. Cheech. Man, we're a little tired today. We were up late. We had a bonfire last night, which was so much fun. I
ate so much food.
I know, me too. I'm definitely in a food coma today.
Your mom made so much food.
Yeah.
It was really good though.
She did. That's what she does.
Your dad helped, but it was really good.
Yeah, we had s'mores, we had chips, we had, what else was there?
Hot dogs,
hamburgers.
Your mom made nuggets for the kids and French fries.
It was delicious. I feel like we didn't really list that much food, but there was a lot of food.
There was a lot. There was also quantity.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't just like, here's a few hot dogs. It's like, here's 5 packs of hot dogs.
Yeah.
Everybody wants 7 hot dogs, right? Because that's what's happening.
Yeah, exactly.
I love the I love the smell of bonfire in the moment. Like in the moment, it smells so good. Like when I'm driving and I smell somebody burning leaves or whatever, it smells so good.
Right.
But I don't know what it is about the day after. I woke up and my hair reeked of bonfire and I thought I was gonna vomit. I was like, I can't. Like,
it was
and
intense.
even now, like I washed it and I feel like I still smell a hint of it.
I washed my hair 3 times. I washed and rinsed my hair 3 times, and I get out and I'm like, I was talking to Mike and I was like, babe, I think my hair still smells like bonfire.
Yeah.
He's like, well, it's going to. And I was like, I washed it 3 times.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
I know. Hayden still, he need to give him a bath.
Yeah.
But it was like I got out of the shower, I did like my hair and everything, and then because you don't smell it, you smell it right away, but then it's like you don't really smell it until like after you yourself are clean, and then, so it's like I'm all clean, I got rid of that smell on my end, and then it's like my child still smells like it, and I'm like, oh damn it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, there's that too.
Right. I know.
Annabelle and Hayden playing together is just like the cutest thing.
So cute. I love them at Smiling Hill Farm.
Does your dog have alopecia? Where's his fur in the back? He does
have like alopecia.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh.
Why is he coming to see
I don't
me
know.
right now?
I don't know what's happening.
Do you have to go out or something? What's going on, bud? Here, sit. Can you sit? Do you have to go out?
We're going to take a small break.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
Figure out what's going on with this Pomeranian.
Okay,
It makes me think of Lisa Vanderpump's dog, Jiggy.
Oh, yeah.
He died, but he had alopecia.
I forgot about that.
We went to Smiling Hill Farm yesterday, which was so much fun. Hayden was just like loving just like being on the loose and walking around and seeing all the animals, and Hayden and Annabelle together were adorable. It was funny because one of the times like I couldn't just get Hayden to sit still because he was just so, first of all, it was like in the middle of his nap time, so he was already like just fidgety and just wasn't about to just let me pose him and get a cute little photo. And so I thought like if I could get Annabelle to hug him, that like
would keep him
still and it would be a cute hugging photo. And so she's like running around chasing Hayden, trying to give him a hug. And Hayden's just like wandering around. It was like actually really comical because you see like Annabelle has her arms wide open, like, come here.
Yeah, give me
Let me give you a hug. And she's just like chasing him around for a hug. It's like, all right, never mind. It's not gonna work.
Yeah. And she's like telling everybody the hug story. Like, I have so many hugs in my heart.
Oh my god.
I'm like,
so cute. I have so many hugs in my heart. Do you want one?
Yeah. Here, Hayden. You can have one of them.
I have some extra hugs in my heart. That's so cute. So he was definitely like getting really like sleepy and just like so tired. And then we went and got some ice cream. And like he literally came alive with this ice cream.
Oh,
it was like that sugar hit and he just like, woo! And then like came the dinosaur noises where like he literally was just like, and like everybody is like staring at him like, what is going on? It's like, sorry, the sugar just hit.
Annabelle loved their tiny little cone because they
were
had like
cute.
this little baby cone and you could just like scoop the ice cream into it if you wanted to. So I was worried about her just getting that cone because I knew it would be all over the place.
Yeah.
So, no, she loved it. She thought it was the best.
Yeah, so did Hayden. He had it all over himself. He was thoroughly enjoying that. He had his own little Tutti Frutti one, which he loved. And then he ate all of that and then was like looking at mine like, what do you got, Mom? Right? So I gave him some of mine. And then he was like looking at my dad. And he was like, what do you got, Grampy? I'm like, oh, you got some chocolate? Cool. I'll have some of that too. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm surprised Annabelle didn't finish hers. Like as soon as she was done with the cone, she was done with her ice cream. Over it. And I was like, well, now I'm going to eat all your ice cream and all of my ice cream.
She just cared about the cone. That's it.
Yeah. That's all
cute.
It was.
That's funny. Yeah. So he's now a little ice cream monster. Guac monster, ice cream monster.
Two best things. He's got good taste in food.
Next weekend is going to be fun. We're going to Storyland on Father's Day. That'll be fun. I haven't been to Storyland since my brother was Hayden's age. Right. You and I went with him.
Yeah. We went with her family to take Chris to Storyland, and now we're going to take our kids to Storyland, and the whole family is going.
I know. And they have matching outfits. Yeah. And it's going to be so cute. So cute. Really cool. Well, that's enough chit chat. What do you think? Shall we just get into today's episode?
Yeah.
So today we have a HOPEisode. And for those of you who are just tuning in, just stumbled across our podcast and you're all like, WTF is this? These ladies are crazy. What is a HOPEisode? What is that? So the purpose of these HOPEisodes is to provide hope to those who are in the thick of their journey to mamahood. Each HOPEisode shares a different woman's journey to geriatric mamahood, whether it be fertility treatments, surrogacy, adoption. Regardless of the method, all of these women have endured heartache, disappointment, anxiety, and stress before finally being blessed with their rainbow babies. I didn't want to hear about the woman who effortlessly conceived with no issues. I wanted to hear about the woman who had experienced loss, whose odds of having a child of her own were slim, who was told that she needed donor eggs, who spent thousands of dollars on fertility treatments only to have them end in heartache. But despite their odds and their struggle, they were finally blessed with their miracle baby. These stories gave me hope to keep trying. They made me feel like I wasn't alone and what I was experiencing was normal and my journey wasn't over. It made me feel encouraged and was honestly what kept me going. If you have a fertility journey you would like to share, please send it to us at hello@geriatricmamas.com.
You did it.
I did it. I did it.
On today's HOPEisode, Jess will be reading Denise's story. Denise commented with a hint of what she had gone through on one of our Instagram posts a while ago, and I asked her to send us her story. So this week she did, and I'm so excited that we're finally going to share it with you. Before Jess reads Denise's journey to mamahood, we would like to share another form submission that we received from a listener named Kristen.
This gave me like all the feels.
I know. It was so sweet. So Kristen writes, "Hi ladies. First off, I want you both to know that your podcast and both of you have been such a comfort to me during my journey. Secondly, you do have listeners and you are making a difference by sharing your honesty, empathy, advice, and support. I recently had a missed miscarriage at 8 weeks, which was my first pregnancy at age 36. This past April. My husband and I had just started trying to conceive, and much to my surprise, it didn't take long. When I say surprise, it's because, as you both know, once you're 35 and up, it is rammed down our throats that things will be difficult, or that it might take longer than expected. I always just assumed that because I was 36, turning 37, it was going to be a struggle. Sadly, at our 8-week sonogram, there was no heartbeat, and we moved forward with a D&C. In my grieving process, I quickly found that there was such a silence and stigma around miscarriages. I felt like I didn't have many people to talk to about it, and this left me to my own devices to seek out comfort and find solace in podcasts, miscarriage Reddit threads, etc. After a while, I found that reading countless stories of miscarriages was only continuing to bring out my grief and sorrow, and not providing much hope of moving on. While I know it's important to feel the feels and allow yourself grace during this process, I felt like I wanted to at least take a step to propel myself forward and find some other form of hope in what the future may hold in trying again. That's where you ladies came in. While finding such empathy and comfort in your podcast, I also found myself laughing or nodding my head in agreement to a lot of what you and others were sharing. I immediately felt like I was listening to two friends chat over drinks or lunch. The way you feature so many different experiences and stories truly does show that there is reason for hope. I love hearing about both of your journeys as well, and so appreciate how you shine a light and share so intimately the many different paths that bring women closer to having their miracle babies."
I'm crying. I know. I'm still like, keep it together. Keep it together.
She continues, "I just had my first period post DNC and the clearance by my OB for my husband and I to continue trying. While I'm not a geriatric mama yet, I felt you should know that your podcast really had rejuvenated my spirit this last month, and I want you to know how greatly appreciated you and your podcasts are. Thank you."
Oh,
I know.
Wow.
I know.
That
So
was amazing. Thank you so much, Kristen. Like, you don't, like, if you only understood the weeks that I've been having these past couple of weeks, this really came in at a really good time. We appreciate you for listening. We appreciate you for sharing this with us. I mean, this is why we started this. And I mean, we wanted to have this. Like, I wish I found this kind of thing when I was going through it as well. So it's like to hear that it is making a difference and it is helping you. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Yeah, definitely.
We were about to stop and quit, but then we got this and we're like, okay, I guess I'll keep going a little more.
Right. Yeah. No. I mean, it's so funny she says that because, like, I could never actually give up the podcast, but sometimes I wonder, I'm like, are we doing this in vain? Is this just us, like, on Sundays or whatever days of the week we do it? Like, we have to just sit down and have a chat? Is this just us? I don't know.
It's like the way to justify just like having conversations.
Sorry, everybody out of the house. I need to talk to Jess for like 2 hours.
No, that was really sweet.
Yeah,
that really meant a lot to us. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yay, we have listeners.
I know. We're up to 7. No, just kidding.
Count is just moving its way up. Yeah. So on today's HOPEisode, we have Denise's story. So I will be reading what she wrote in. "I was 38 when I went to my doctor and said I wanted to freeze my eggs. I was told I was too old, but I could start with IUI and get pregnant now." First of all, how is that too old?
I don't know.
I didn't know. Do you need to be a certain age to freeze your eggs?
No, I'm pretty sure when the Kardashians did it, they were
You're too old,
like
so let's try IUI, which is like doesn't really have as high of a success rate as IVF and is like in a lot of cases, I personally feel a waste of money, but it's fine. I shouldn't say that. There are a lot of people who have had success with it, but whatever. I'm trying to make this about me. It's not about me. Let's get back to Denise. With no husband or boyfriend in sight, I began to tell myself, it's okay, I am enough. At age 43, I met my now husband, 9 years my junior. I told him I didn't have eggs frozen, so we decided to try IVF with my own eggs at the age 44 through 45. After a few unsuccessful rounds, we were advised that the egg donor route would be our best option for success. Coming from a modern Jewish Orthodox background, this came with some questions that needed to be researched. I can imagine. I was ready to begin the process. However, my husband had some reservations. Then COVID happened and we seemed to go through the motions of daily life without having a conversation about family planning. Then one day in August of 2022, my husband broke down and said he was finally ready to move forward with finding an egg donor. Part of me was excited and the other part was concerned. I was now 52. Who would take me on as an IVF patient? Was my uterus still okay to carry a baby? Thankfully, the same IVF center where I had my last round of IVF was willing to take me on as a patient after clearing all medical testing. Finding a donor through a friend was a blessing. Our first embryo transfer resulted in a chemical pregnancy. We went for a second round transfer right away, and that was the one that resulted in my now 4-month-old healthy, beautiful baby girl. She was born via C-section, and I had preeclampsia the day after she was born. I was treated and released 5 days after delivery. I was weaned off blood pressure meds after a few weeks. I am nearing my 54th birthday and feel blessed, younger, and more carefree than ever. Oh my God.
That's so sweet.
That is so awesome. That like whole story just gave me chills.
I know.
We asked Denise, what's your favorite thing about being a geriatric mama? She said, being able to love and nurture my little one and also proud of all the hard stuff I went through to make her a reality. I don't know why I'm like starting to cry. This is the part I'm crying at. We also asked her what advice she has for women who are still on their journey to mamahood. And she said, my best advice is don't give up and don't be silent. You never know where you may find help or a good ear. I was silent, and one day a coworker opened up to me about her egg freezing journey. I then shared my story with her. She knew a friend who was working with an egg donor agency, and after some discussion, we connected. We wound up choosing this friend as our egg donor and worked with her directly. Had I been silent, this would have never happened, and I wouldn't have my daughter today. Oh, that's so true. That is such a good reminder.
Right.
I know I've talked about this a lot, but it's like I tend to hold things close when things are really hard and scary and stressful, and I just like keep them really close because it's like I don't like letting people in. I want to try to handle it myself, and it's like everything's okay. But when you do let people in and you do share it,
You never know what you'll find out.
You don't.
You'll never know what kind of encouragement and support you'll get. Some people might just look at you and not know what to say, and then you just move on.
Yeah. And then that's awkward. Right. You're just like, okay, well, I'm going to go now.
Fine. I'm sorry I said that, but
now that you know all my shit, bye.
Reminding me of a conversation we had with Ginger the other day, and she was like, whoops.
That's so funny. It's so true though.
Yeah.
Well, before we get into Ginger, just want to thank Denise for sending in your story.
Yeah.
Congratulations. And it's just a really good reminder too that it's like just don't give up. If this is in your heart and you know that this is what you really want and you feel like something's missing in your world and you feel incomplete and you feel like this is what you're meant to do, there's, go for it. You do you. And I'm just like, I just love, this is what we have science for. We are so lucky to have this technology to make this happen. And just what a beautiful reminder and story all around.
Exactly.
So thank you so much, Denise. Congratulations. So, as we mentioned last week, we were going to get tarot readings by a dear friend of ours, Ginger. We both did. We both used to work with Ginger at a salon. She is a nail tech. She actually went to school, got her for art. She's actually a really talented artist. Her paintings are beautiful, and she can do like the craziest nail art, like just like really detailed. I remember like just the stuff that she would be like do like little dogs and little like
I never
cheerleaders
got to see it
and
because
like
I didn't like the summer that I worked with you guys. She basically, I had a day of training with her, and then she was going out for the summer, so I never got to see.
You didn't really get to
all
see
of her little intricate like paintings. But
amazing.
I know she's such an amazing
just
person.
so. And the thing about Ginger, she just has this like really soothing voice and calmness about her. And in a way, I feel like I always looked up to her like an older sister. Like she just comes across very wise and knowing, and like she's just one of those people that you meet her once and you just love her.
Right.
And like I hadn't seen her in a long time. It definitely had been, I want to say over 14 years is what we had decided.
Probably about that.
Yeah, because I moved to California, and then a few times I'd come home to me, and we talked about meeting up, and we just never did. And so it was really cool. I saw she popped up on Facebook. She mentioned something about that she does tarot readings and is it Reiki? Is that how you say
Reiki.
it? I'm always like Reiki. It's Reiki. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I want a tarot reading. Right. I know Sonia's going to want a tarot reading. And she's like, well, I do virtual, because she didn't know I was going to be me. And I was like, well, actually. So I was so excited because that was just like a really good excuse to meet up with her. Not that I needed one. And so we went and did that. And it was just, it was awesome.
So amazing.
It was so cool. I had a tarot reading. I went to Vegas for my sister-in-law's bachelorette, and we got tarot readings, or so I thought. But after having an actual tarot reading with Ginger, I now realize that I don't know what that was. That was definitely not a tarot reading. I don't even know. I mean, everything was wrong. Nothing was accurate at all.
No.
It was definitely wrong. This was so cool.
Yeah, she had a lot of insight and a lot of encouragement, and luckily neither one of us had any big warnings that came up.
No warnings. It was all positive. And one thing too, because I didn't really understand, I was like asking her, I was like, so are you gonna like tell me my future? Are you like psychic now, or what's going on? And she's just like, hold on. So common misconception with tarot cards, and I know I had this too, is that it doesn't tell your future. Right. It's not like psychic readings. You can have some mediums and stuff that do it, but it's more about guidance and interpreting the cards. And it's basically a way to like, where like the spiritual world meets the present world, and just interpreting and like using them as like guidance. So I guess kind of in a way it could be future telling
a little bit,
but it's really cool. She's, what did she say? She did like 12 or 13 classes or something, got certified, I think.
She's learned what all of the cards mean. So she's got that locked in.
I know, because she would flip a card over and I'd be like, ooh, that doesn't look good. And she's just like, so this means this. And there's also water. Water's a really good sign. And it's all happy and it's positive and it's a really bright, colorful card. It's not dark and doom and gloom. And so just the way she was like interpreting it, I was just like, okay, I like your spin on that, because I probably wouldn't have gotten that, but cool. I'll take it.
Yeah. And she did need a little bit of insight on like what's happening in her lives right now, so she could understand why a card would pop up for us and like how to interpret that. So.
She's like, so what's been going on? And Sonia and I just look at each other and we're just like, how much time do you got?
Right. And one thing that I can definitely share that she said was that the podcast isn't going to go away. The podcast is going to stay.
Yep.
So that was encouraging.
Yes. She said the podcast is going to stay, and it's going to be a success. And she said that we don't have to worry about it not being a success. So we need more Kristens.
Yes.
In the world.
We're really thankful that we have someone like Kristen. So now we're just like, we hope that more people start listening.
Yeah. And something cool so what she said, she's like, there was like 72 cards in the deck. She shuffled them, Sonia shuffled them, I shuffled them, like for all of our turns or whatever. And both Sonia and I pulled in the same exact card in the same exact house. And she's like, the likelihood of that is like that does not happen.
Right.
And the card was, I forgot which one it was, but basically it means that like we are basically like we provide each other therapy.
Right.
Like we're each other's like support.
Yes.
And we like lean on each other. And it's basically like support, friendship. We are the ones that we're very empathetic. We take on the other's problems. But we don't really seek that
therapy for
ourselves. So, but it's like we both are clearly doing that for each other. So It's just so crazy that it came out in the same. She's like, you guys are really close friends. We're like, we didn't need a card to tell us that, Ginger, but yes. It was really cool. She also does, we didn't do it, but she also does Reiki and healing. And her husband's in the process of building her own studio. So right now she does this out of her home. We went in her dining room, which is already like the vibe was just so pretty. Like the whole aesthetic of her home is just like literally a catalog.
Right.
Like, it's beautiful.
It is.
So really excited that, she's going to have her own little studio. And when I come back, definitely want to keep making that a thing. So,
and we need to do the Reiki thing.
Yes, I know. It was so funny because at first she was saying that originally she's like, I can do like, what was it, 4 or 5 cards and Reiki healing. And she's like, it's so relaxing. But I was just picturing myself like, I'm just like floundering around on this freaking bed. I'm just like, listen, nobody needs to see me like floundering around a freaking massage table right now. Like, I think I'm just going to stick to the cards for this time around. Yeah. But doing like the whole like card, like it was like therapy. It literally like felt therapy. Like a therapy session.
She has so much insight and so much positivity. And she has so much just inner wisdom to share. I remember one of the cards that I got was like temperance. And I had told her that I can be a tyrant sometimes when things aren't going my way. And so she kind of had a lot of advice around that, like just really great ways to kind of just like stay calm. Don't let that luteal phase get you. You know what I mean?
Don't let that luteal rage get the best of you. Yeah. So she has her Facebook. She has a Facebook group, Glow with Ginger. So we'll be sharing that in our show notes.
And you can email her at blackpearlwellness20@gmail.com.
Yes. And her name is Ginger Howard. And she is an artist and tarot card reader and also does Reiki as well. So absolutely reach out to her. I believe she's going to be having a website soon. So when we have that, we'll also be posting that as well, because she is just, it was amazing. It was so cool. And she really took her time too. Like it was like a 10 card spread. So it was like a good reading. And she went through each card. She like carefully interpreted each card and what it meant, and then she put it all together. She then like recapped, went over it again, and then put it all together, and then she took time to really think about all the cards and kind of like put it, like say it in a way that like what she thought was what the bigger message was behind it. So it was really, really cool.
Yeah, it was a great day. We spent a lot of time because Jessica was catching up, and I hadn't seen her since 2009, so we were all kind of catching up, and we had lunch, so we were there all day. It was a great day.
I know. That charcuterie board, I literally I felt like a fat kid. We're like talking, and I'm just like stuffing my face with salami. I'm just like, I need more.
I was like crunching on the peppers with ranch, and I'm like, this isn't disturbing anyone, is it?
So delicious.
Just so crunchy. All right, well, that is all we have for you today.
Just a short, fun, quick one.
Yeah, we hope you liked it.
Or else.
Or else. Reminder, you get 20% off services at Ageless Medical Aesthetics in Westbrook, Maine with the code MAMAS2024. You'll just need to follow them on Instagram, and I leave that handle right in the show notes. Also, get a free first swim class at Goldfish Swim in Portland, Maine with the same code MAMAS2024. So call them to book your first appointment.
How is Annabelle doing with swimming, by the way?
Oh, good. We got
she looks like a little fish at Cassie's party.
Just like now, she'll do like that, like safety float in the bathtub. Look, and she's like just laying there like this,
really stiff
on top of the water. Yeah, she's like, look how long I do it.
Good job, Annabelle.
Right. So thank you for listening. Be sure to tune in next week. Follow, subscribe, rate, and review. Tell a friend because we need your support. Please.
Please. Yes. For more info, you can check out our website at www.geriatricmamas.com. You can also follow us on Instagram at geriatric_mamas, on YouTube at Geriatric Mamas, on TikTok at geriatric_mamas, Twitter at Geriatric Mamas, and follow our group page on Facebook, Geriatric Mamas.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. You said it right.
I was going to say Geriatric motherfucking Mamas.
Oh, a new spin.
Yeah.
If you have a topic idea you'd like us to discuss, are interested in being a guest, or simply have a funny geriatric story to tell, you can go to geriatricmamas.com and hit be a guest, or send us your story.
I have no more ice. Shake, shake, shake.